One of the most practical upgrades for a dive torch is a zoom mode. Back in the good old days, you had to pick a team. You either had to go with team spotlight or a wide floodlight, but with this, you get both in one single torch and you can change it on the fly underwater. Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to the Scuba Diver Magazine channel, your favourite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Today I have the OrcaTorch ZD710 mk2 in my hands, and the Z stands for zoom because you can twist the head to change the beam angle underwater from a tight spotlight to a wide floodlight to light everything up in front of you. But first, let's see how it arrives and what comes with it. This is how it arrives in a very OrcaTorch EVA case. A little grab handle and a zippered opening. On the inside, we have the torch itself, which has the battery already installed, so you don't have to worry about procuring a battery. You also get a recharging cable, USB-C, a few book of words, the little warranty card, so you can write down the information about the torch on that and just keep it somewhere handy. Information about the rest of the OrcaTorch range, a quick book of words on user manual. You also get 3 pre-greased replacement O-rings, so if the sealing O-ring on the housing ever wears out or it starts to look like it's going to wear out, you can swap it out. You get 3 of those, and just the usual important notice about sort of torches and things. But yeah, the case itself, it has the insert built into it, so you can reuse it. You've got space for 2 batteries, so you can buy 1 or 2 replacement batteries, keep 1 in the torch, 3 in total, and then just keep the torch inside of that. A little lanyard as well that I should have mentioned, a wrist lanyard to keep it safe. But yeah, let's take a closer look at the torch itself. The body of the torch is made from hard anodized aluminium with a pretty chunky head section that tapers down to a slimmer tube where your hand naturally holds it. So it looks and feels like a good primary dive light. It's just under 19 centimeters long with a head just 58 millimeters across, tapering down to that 27 millimeter tube. So it's compact, but it still fills the hand quite nicely. With the battery installed, it's weighing in at about 362 grams in air and roughly 185 grams underwater. So it's actually pretty well balanced in use and doesn't feel like it's trying to constantly nosedive out of your hand. The entire head rotates to adjust the beam of the torch, but the length of the torch doesn't change, unlike some other dive torches, which is always a nice feature. There's no like telescoping section to like jam up with sand or grit. Twist it one way and you get a very tight 4-degree spotlight. Twist it the other way and it opens up to a broad 72 degrees floodlight, and of course you get everything in between. That gives you a lot of flexibility in the water. You can either punch a very narrow beam down like a reef wall or in a crack, or pierce through very poor visibility so that your buddy can see actually where you are, and then you can open it up for general like bimbling around or just video work as a nice even wash of light. There's a grippy machined section around the head and the body so that you can actually twist it even with thick gloves on. You've got the silicone rings on both sides as well, so you can grab hold of that, gives you a bit of extra grip. There's enough resistance in that head that it stays where you set it. You do have to like put some effort in to move it around. It's not a wrestling match to kind of change the angle, but yeah, it's going to stay where you leave it. On the underside of the torch, you have a mounting point where a bracket module can attach onto it. It's compatible with OrcaTorch's WS02 wrist strap and the H620 Goodman style handle, where you can bolt it onto that if you prefer a hands-free setup. So that makes it very easy to turn this torch either as a handheld primary to kind of bolt it onto the back of your hand, or bolted to a handle or an arm or something for more like technical or photography. On the top side, you have a single titanium alloy side switch that controls everything from off. A single press takes you into high mode, press it again for medium, once more for low, and one more press turns it off. If you press and hold the switch whilst you're in any one of those modes, you get turbo, which is a short blast of up to 1500 lumens, and when you let go of it, it just drops back to whatever mode that you were on before. Turbo is designed as just a momentary boost. The light will hold full power for about a minute before it automatically steps down to a lower setting to protect itself from overheating. On paper, you're looking at roughly 880 lumens on high for just over 2 hours, about 420 lumens on the medium setting for just over 3 hours of burn time, and 150 lumens on low for about 12 hours, depending on how you're using it, water temperature, battery and charge and all that good stuff. Built into the switch, there's a built-in battery in-level indicator, so you can keep an eye on the remaining battery. Green means that you're above 30% battery life, solid red is between 10 and 30, and a flashing red LED means that you're under 10%, and it's time to think about heading back to the boat or switching to a backup torch, or at least replacing that battery before the next dive. For storage and travel, there's a proper lockout mode. With the light switched off, hold that button down for about 5 seconds and the torch will flicker to tell you that it's locked, and then in that state the button doesn't do anything, so it's not going to accidentally switch on in your kit bag and just cook itself. To wake it up again, double press that button, it flashes to let you know that it's unlocked and that you're now ready to go again. Inside of the head, there's an intelligent temperature control system. This really is designed as an underwater light. So if you spend a lot of time on land in turbo mode, for example, then it's going to start warming up. When it reaches around 65 degrees Celsius, the light automatically steps down the output to keep all the electronics and stuff safe on the inside. There's also low voltage and over discharge protection and reverse polarity protection built in. So if you, like me, accidentally pop the battery in the wrong way round at first, you're not going to fry the electronics. The main tube of the torch is mostly smooth with just enough texture to get a decent grip, even if you're wearing gloves. At the back, the tail cap unscrews to give you access to the battery compartment. The battery itself is a 5000 milliamp hour 21700 cell with a USB-C charging port built into the battery itself, so you can charge the battery directly without having to do it like through the torch or anything. You don't need a separate cradle or something. You just need a USB-C cable, which most things tend to use nowadays. There's a beefy multi O-ring seal in the tail end, and the whole light is rated down to 150 meters, which is pretty impressive. So plenty for recreational and most technical diving. On the very end, you have a silicone band, again for a little bit of grip, and a nice chunky attachment point for your bolt snap or a lanyard. Performance-wise, it's not just about lumens. The new Mark II has a maximum beam intensity of over 212,000 candela, which is a unit that I don't use very much, and a quoted beam distance of up to 920 meters on dry land. So that tight spotlight really does punch a long way through the water when you crank it down. Open it up to the 72-degree end of the scale and you get a very broad, even beam angle that's great for lighting up reef scenes, wreck interiors, or for sort of video work without a real harsh hotspot. So who's the Mark II for? Honestly, it's a bit of a do-everything primary dive light. You can tune the beam angle to whatever you're doing for that particular dive, from poking around in holes to general night diving, and you've got sensible brightness levels with a momentary turbo on top when you need a bit more punch. The size and weight are very manageable. It feels nicely balanced in the hand, or if you're attaching it onto a handle, and the zooming head means you don't have to carry separate spot and floodlights. I also like that they've gone with a removable, rechargeable 21700 battery with the USB-C. It means that you can top it up between dives without lugging around a dedicated charger, and if the cell ever starts to age, you can just replace the battery rather than the entire dive light, and you can bring spares as well. 21700 is a fairly common battery size nowadays. They're quite easy to find. If you want some more information about the ZD710 Mark II dive torch, I'll pop some links down in the description underneath this video, and one up here in the corner of the screen where you can find your closest OrcaTorch dealer or the official online store and check out current pricing and availability. As always, don't forget to check out our website and the Magazine. A subscription makes a great gift if there's a diver in your life this time of year and you're not sure what to get them. And of course, remember to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.